For years since launch, the island of Vvardenfell has sat on the Tamriel map in Elder Scrolls Online, taunting me, blank as the digital parchment it was drawn upon once was. But no more. Though I traveled down to Maryland to see the official unveiling of the new ESO chapter, we didn't get any time to actually play the Warden class or the new zone. Now, after some time in the closed beta, I can safely say that if you love ESO, Morrowind is set to give you heaps more of the game you adore. ZeniMax is walking a fine line here. They don't want to call Morrowind an expansion, as it's not in a traditional sense. It's not only for the top-end players, but also because it's not what many would consider less than enough content to truly match what other MMORPG retail expansions offer. Vvardenfell is indeed the game's largest single zone to date, and there are roughly 30 hours of questing content packed into the massive area. But that's on the low end for any RPG, much less an Elder Scrolls RPG, much less an MMORPG. What pads Morrowind out and makes it feel closer to worth its $40 asking price is the new class and new PvP battlegrounds. That said, there aren't any real quality of life or game systems upgrades that are being added to Morrowind. In essence, this is a huge DLC which normally would cost you $20 or a subscription price. When looking at the prices, the $40 for what you get puts it right in line with other DLCs because there's a whole lot of stuff here, except the ESO Plus folks will still have to shell out the additional cash when they would normally have access to the content for free. So, all that said, how does Morrowind play? This is where I'm happy to report that the adventures into Vvardenfell build upon the lessons learned from Orsinium, the Thieves Guild, and the Dark Brotherhood. Once this update goes live, I imagine it'll be hard to want to quest through the old Tamriel zones. For starters, I've done most of them several times over, but the main reason is because Morrowind and its other DLC brethren are so much better designed in terms of interesting quest flow and exploration. Where the original Tamriel zones have you essentially work through a pattern of quest area to quest area, the exploration of Vvardenfell feels more organic with less NPC waiting for you with an arrow over its head design. This makes the questing feel more like other TES games and ergo far more engaging. I had to stop myself from playing too much of Morrowind's closed beta because I don't want to spoil the return to Vivec City and the quest to help the gold and blue god find what's sapping his energy. Starting the game as a new character is quite refreshing too. No more same 3 islands in the beginning life in Cold Harbor. Yep, they still make you sure you start as a prisoner in true Elder Scrolls fashion, but it's great to finally have a new place to start out life. It's interesting to play an ESO where you're not called the Vestige, where there are no companions, and where Dumbledore isn't your fearless leader. What's novel is that once your adventure in Morrowind is complete, the same tale of defeating Molag Bal awaits for you, as is all the other content in Tamriel. But how does this new class play? The Warden is, as expected, a super-powered beast. There's already been an uproar on the forums about how powerful the new class feels compared to others who are nerfed in the PTS Balance Pass. This prompted a longtime champion at VSO to take a break from the game. Yes, the Warden is awesome. Yes, there are nerfs to other classes, but I won't go so far as to say the Warden is suddenly pay to win. Like all new classes in MMOs, he innately feels overpowered because he's new, he's fresh. He's going to need adjusting to come more in line with the changes of the other classes. Perhaps I'm just used to this cycle brought on by new classes, but I've seen my fair share of new MMOs launch. It may be that the Warden's power early on is to help sell the expansion. In fact, I wouldn't put it past the marketing folks at Bethesda, but that's not going to stop me from playing one at launch. With or without power, the utility and uniqueness of the class is what excites me. The most attractive skill line is undoubtedly the animal companion line because of the fun of having your own pet bear and using cliff racers as attack skills. But the varied healing abilities of Green Balance and the protective and attacking skills of Winter's Embrace make this the first class in ESO where all 3 of the main skill lines seem fun to play. I almost felt guilty not putting any weapon skills on my hotbar, but there may not be a reason to until you start figuring out your idea of build and rotation later on. Now, while I long for more systems, like farming and new weapons and stuff like that, Morrowind seems to be some of the best content added to ESO since its launch. I did not have time to try the PvP battlegrounds at level 10 just yet, but I'm so very glad a quick and rewarding form of PvP is available outside of Cyrodiil. I'm only a little sad that you must purchase Morrowind to partake in it, limiting the playing field quite a bit. In any case, if Morrowind is a hint of the chapters to come every year from ZeniMax, consider me on board. There are still bugs to be worked out and voiceovers to be added to many NPCs, but Morrowind is looking like one of the best MMO releases of the year and a great place for new and old players in Tamriel to continue their journey. I'm Bill Murphy, this is MMORPG.com. Don't forget to subscribe. Have a good one.